the kind of potential of this guy who's kind of cursed. He's compelled to violence, but he's also, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to kill. He doesn't want, you know, he finds life precious, but he's got this, he can't die.
So for anybody kind of jumping in, can Keanu or Matt, can you guys just give us a little background? What exactly is Berzerker all about?
Sure. So basically the structure of the story is in the modern day, we're following a character named B. And then so we have the origin story of this character where we learn about his parents and, you know, kind of how he was born, how did he become a kind of a half mortal, half god. At the same time, we're in present day America, where our character B has made an agreement with the United States government where he can kind of hide in that with his violence and what he has his compulsion to do, which he doesn't really want to do anymore. But and then so, but in exchange, they're studying him. And so there's a kind of scientific, emotional, psychological kind of background in his present day, the origin story that kind of flashes back. And so these kind of parallel worlds kind of come into this moment through the architecture of the piece. We're hoping for 12 issues. I mean, that's what we're aiming to do. Yeah. And it comes to this.
I don't drop dead first.
Ron Garney.
We're gonna write them.
Hands will be just whittled down to nothing.
Yeah. Just like you like it.
Exactly. Between that and playing the guitar, I see your bass back there. Is that a bass? Nice.
Yes,
I want to ask too, because I know so many people, Keanu, when they heard that you were going to be involved in this comic, what was it about this story, this character, that you were like, yes, this is going to be my debut into comics?
I think, well, the idea of it was, you know, fun in the sense of not necessarily, well, kind of hyper violence. Like I was talking to the director of John Wick, Chad Stahelski, and he's like, so what are you thinking about? I'm like, well, I've got this idea and I just want to do this thing where like the guy punches through someone's chest or rips an arm off or slices someone in half, and you know, there was just kind of, you know, and maybe fights through different eras and times. He's a Viking. He's in the, he's with the Roman armies and the Napoleonic army. He's in the First World War. He's, you know, and then started to turn into, well, who is that person? Who is that guy? Well, who can be that vessel? What's that story? And then this kind of origin story of, I don't want to give too much away, but basically, you know, his dad's not immortal. So, and then that turned into the kind of potential of this guy who's kind of cursed. He's compelled to violence, but he's also, he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to kill. He doesn't want, you know, he finds life precious, but he's got this, he can't die. And so I thought that was an interesting problem. And I thought it was a kind of interesting psychological journey. And he's kind of like, for him, it's like, for us, time speeds up. For him, time is slowing down. And this, he wants it to end. He wants his mortality. He wants to not be compelled to this violence, and I thought that this also could kind of shine a light on some of our own nature, you know, and just having this kind of the pathos of this character who's still, you know, he's got trauma, he can remember everything, but he's got memories that he doesn't want to remember. And so I thought that was psychologically interesting and something that we could all relate to. And so he's kind of dealing with his past to be in his present. I found that interesting. And then I thought, well, that character also, if we're going to study him, if you want, you know, are they going to clone him? Is it like super soldiers? Are they looking for immortality? And then I thought that could be really interesting because we could just open up the playground and say, well, we could we could play with his DNA. We could talk about kind of quantum mechanics with his
I love
kind of energies in his body and spirit. And then where does he go into this other plane that goes into the kind of immortal? Like, what is that? What's going on here? And I thought, yeah. And then this guy who's compelled to violence, who has to hide in violence, so he has to fight. He has to, but then how can he love? Where's the love for this character and the loneliness of that character? So I just thought there was lots of stuff to do with it.